What is up, you guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host Ayman Hasan and welcome back to another video. Now, I'm definitely a social media fiend, but I feel like given my job I sort of have to be. Social media can be a super fun place or a super damaging place depending on how you look at it and how you choose to let it affect you. What you see online a lot of the time just isn't real. That's the highlight reel people want you to see of their lives, so don't ever feel bad that you're not having as much fun as someone else you see online, because honestly they're probably not having as much fun as you think they are, so don't worry about it. With that being said, these are the top 10 scary things social media does to control your mind. Starting us off with number 10 is dopamine part 1. Now, body releases a neurotransmitter called dopamine if we do something like listen to music or hug someone. It's critical for us because it's responsible for how we feel pleasure and happiness. Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, talked about dopamine when he was discussing how Facebook came about. So you already know how this is gonna go down. They were looking at how much of our time and conscious attention can an app consume, and it boiled down to dopamine. If the user gets a dopamine hit every once in a while through a Facebook comment or a like, then it's going to get you to go on the app more and be more active. The more dopamine hits it gives us, the more addicted we become. That's literally how people get addicted to drugs. Drugs, depending on which one you choose, boost your dopamine and also eventually make your body unable to produce as much naturally. Hence addiction, hence coming full circle, social media addiction. Coming in at number 9 is dopamine part 2. Now, Facebook literally undermined what makes a human vulnerable and was like, you know what, yeah, let's do it. They made social media into a drug by turning our phones into tiny dopamine stimulators. Social media leads to broken reward pathways in our brain because now all of a sudden we have immediate rewards like a like or a comment through minimal effort on our part. So of course the brain starts rewiring itself to then want things like retweets and likes without you even realizing. 10% of social media users are psychologically addicted, which in all honesty was a lot lower number than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be at least like 40-50%. Either way, even brain scans of social media addicted brains turn out to be extremely similar to drug dependent brains. Two very different things, yet somehow very, very dangerously similar. At number 8 we have red notifications. Now, red is a color that we usually associate with warnings and danger. It's usually a cause for alarm when you see it, so you just rather not. Now, red elicits avoidance behavior without us even realizing it. For example, a study done on school kids showed that they all performed worse when given red test booklets as opposed to green ones. If you remember, actually, Facebook's notifications used to be blue back in the day like the site, but no one was really checking them. Then the site changed the notification icon to red, which was a lot more effective. Red has a triggering effect, so after the change people would check the app more just to make the red notifications go away. It was so successful that thousands of apps use red notifications now, and I've definitely seen it, and it's not. I admit I have swiped at notifications just to get them to go away. I am triggered by red. Filling at number 7 slot is craving. When we're craving something, we're actually just hoping for and anticipating a reward for the action we want to do. And the most effective way to create a craving is if the person isn't sure if a certain action will get them that reward or not. Now, social media uses reward systems, so users crave the platforms even more. Twitter used to have the pull down feature to refresh your feed for new tweets, but now they're all there automatically. On Facebook, your feed is filled with good and boring, and so you scroll past the boring to find the interesting stuff you anticipate is coming up. Is it coming up? Is it not? I'm gonna have to scroll and find out. Scrolling works exactly like gambling does. Users will keep scrolling or gambling because they're motivated to get to that next reward. And the more we scroll and stay on the site, the more bullshit advertisements we see. You got me there, internet. Now at number 6 is suggested ads. I think we've all experienced the creepy phenomenon where you're talking about a certain brand or product or something in real life, and then all of a sudden you'll see an ad for it on Instagram and you're like, what the hell? Did my phone just listen to what I said? Yes it did. Now, our phones are already listening to us all the time because they're voice activated and because of Siri and Samsung's Bixby counterpart. Bixby, come on, you can't hate on him, he's very cute. Bixby! Sorry. The companies say they're only listening for trigger words like Hey Siri or Bixby, but that's not the case. They look for other trigger words as well. So for example, say I say, oh, I really want some new cat litter, or I'm thinking of getting the new Balenciagas, the ad will show up. I've literally had that Balenciaga conversation in the car with my friend, and not even 2 minutes later I saw it pop up on my Insta feed. Coincidence? I think not. This is how they get you. They've already gotten me. Coming in at number 5 is social proof, which is an actual psychological phenomenon. The term refers to people copying what others are doing in an attempt to perform the correct behavior in a scenario or a circumstance. For example, you're more likely to sign a petition when a lot of other people already have, and you're also more likely to give money to a busker if they already have quite a bit already. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with the latter, but it was scientifically proven, so we're just gonna go with it. Now, how social media platforms use this phenomenon is how they keep us active on their sites. Whether it's Twitter or Instagram, we are constantly getting reminded that so-and-so tweeted something and so-and-so posted on Instagram. So even if we don't want to be on the app, these updates and reminders give us FOMO and tell us we shouldn't be on a break. We should be on social media as well, because everyone clearly is. The fact Facebook and Instagram even shows when the last time your friends were active also capitalizes on social proof by making it seem like everyone is always online, and so you should be too. But I feel like that's really inaccurate, because a lot of the time on Facebook it always says I'm online and I'm literally never on Facebook. My friend's like, why are you always online? I was like, I don't even open that app. Soz. At number 4 is the sad algorithm, and I know that sounds like the backing track of my life, but I assure you it is not. As humans, when we're down, we tend to want to distract ourselves by literally doing anything, so some turn to drug abuse, others turn to social media. Researchers found that depressed people check their emails more often than they need to, just in case they get a new email and can have that small dopamine hit that they need. I mean, I'm clinically depressed and I never check my emails. That's probably why I'm still depressed. No one ever told me to just check my emails and that I'd be cured. Thank you, internet, for that. I'll let you know in the next video if I'm cured or not. Either way, social media companies obviously know that people use their platforms more than, and they also encourage it and want it to be a habit. Instagram actually has an algorithm where it retains likes for a post, which then increases your feelings of vulnerability or sadness, and then will suddenly let all the likes come in, which will then make you feel better and make you like the app more, and therefore make you go on it more. Is Instagram adding to my depression? It be like that sometimes. Filling at number 3 slot is the loop from hell. When I'm not in a good place mentally, I always notice more people having more fun on my timelines and people just happier in general. Even the other day, one of my best friends was talking to me about how she's going through some shit, and was like, I know you're loving your life right now, but, and I was like, hold up, who said I'm loving my life right now? And then she actually sent me a screenshot of one of my Instagram posts, which hit me deep. Another girl I knew in first year looked like she was having such a good time on Facebook, had so many friends, and when I met her in person for dinner, she was telling me how she had tried committing suicide twice that year. Social media controls us by showing us perfect moments and encouraging us to only show our perfect moments. The less perfect the photo is, the less likes or engagement it'll get, and I already went in on the psychology behind us wanting likes. Less likes on a more candid, natural post will also then reinforce the idea that perfection is the only way forward. Social media in general just makes people unhappier, but companies could not care less. And apparently neither can we, because we're still on it 12 hours a day. Now, number 2 is reciprocity, which in layman terms is what you get back, the mutual exchange. Brands and social media use public reciprocity to make us engage with their platforms more. For example, Facebook and Instagram shows when you've read someone's message urging you to respond quicker. Snapchat has streaks, and the pressure to maintain the streak is huge. I would know, I once lost a 575-day snap streak with my ex and I nearly cried. People even go to the lengths of making their siblings log onto their account while they're away and send those snap streak snaps. And of course, Snapchat also shows when you're someone's best friend, when they're your most snapped friend, and so forth, and all this positive reciprocity fosters the addiction further, and in developing minds, that is not a good thing. Finally, at number 1 is psychography. Psychographics is the method in which a person's personality is examined. Laptops and computers have been proven to be better at predicting someone's personality, more so than that person's own family and friends, which is wild to me. All it has to do is examine 300 of the person's Facebook likes and it'll just know them. For example, there was a correlation between liking Snooki on Facebook and being an extroverted person. People who have liked Hello Kitty are usually very open but had low emotional stability, supposedly. Either way, the company Cambridge Analytica realized in order to manipulate and control people, you have to know what makes them tick. So Facebook let the company use their psychographics and target people with political ads catered to their personalities and who they'd probably vote for. And that is why Facebook and Zuckerberg were in a lot of dispute over this, because Cambridge Analytica even claimed they were responsible for Brexit and Trump being elected. And if that's correct, then what kind of bullshittery is that? Zuckerberg, you have a lot to answer to. And that is it for today's video, guys. Honestly, before researching this, I thought I'd know most of the list, but I honestly didn't, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I feel more woke now. Now I know what to do on social media, more so than before. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. As always, I'm your host, Ayman Hasan, and I'll catch you next time. Bye! Wow, it's so easy recording videos when you can breathe. Social media controls us. Can't see it. I'm ahead of the game. I even googled how to say this! P.S. I can breathe now.